During whiskey production, in between fermentation and maturation, there are chemical compounds called esters. These esters are considered the stars of whiskey flavor, the building blocks of what you smell in your glass and taste in your glass of whiskey. These esters are built out of organic acids and alcohols that end up merging together through the production process. Some of the combinations include ethyl acetate. Ethyl acetate is ethanol and acetic acid. Acetic acid, of course, being the acid found in vinegar and sour wines and beers. But combined with the ethyl acetate, is what gives fruit and berries their distinctive characteristics and aromas. Amyl acetate, amyl alcohol and acetic acid, which is oddly enough the primary solvent in glues, lacquers, nail polish, remember that, what have you. So that can be found in improperly produced and matured whiskeys, and sometimes even through no fault of the distiller, just a cask that has a leak, or maybe some extra oxygen comes in and adds extra oxygen molecules. Whatever the case may be, that nail polish might come out a little bit more in the whiskey. It might be a more predominant smell, and that's the amyl acetate in higher concentrations. But in low concentrations and properly produced and properly taking care of, that amyl acetate, it can produce smell of pear drops, pears, and apples. And green apples, more apple skin than your fresh apple flesh. That was a little difficult to say. Another example is pentyl butyrate. There's a pentanol and butyric acid, which combine together and produce the smell of apricots. So, all of these different combinations of chemical compounds and whiskey can have multiple esters. It can have dozens. It can have a wild plethora of these chemical compounds in the whiskey. So the more that you know, the more that you explore, and the more that you train your olfactory senses to find, locate, identify, and associate with the memory of that smell of what that chemical compound you think it smells like. And I think that is wildly fascinating. I think that is one of the many curiosities that whiskey holds, and still holds with me. And one of the things that I find and have found so fascinating about whiskey, and learning about it and learning out about it, is learning about these things and how this is the reason for this. And that if you hear people say, oh, I smell apples and pears, and I smell this and I smell that, oh, it's fruity, it's floral, it's cereal, it's this, it's that. They could technically, oh, it smells like ethyl acetate, amyl acetate, oh, I can really smell the pentyl butyrate in there, oh, that smells so lovely. No, they are associating what their olfactory senses associate that smell with. So, apricots. Maybe if it's combined with, the baking spices, it could be an apple crisp from childhood that an aunt makes, or a family member bakes, or something like that. So fascinating. Whiskey is so fascinating in that sense, and in that way in general. But anyway, that is all I have about esters. For now, I could go a little bit more in depth. We can look at chemical structures later, maybe. Still getting my whiskey chemistry degree. Is that a thing? That might be a thing. I should get that if it is. Anyway, cheers. I appreciate you listening to me talk about this, and I appreciate you nerding out with me. And I hope to see you again. Thank you very much. Drink responsibly. Have a wonderful evening. Or day or afternoon, whichever one it is.